In this video, you'll learn how to clean up any ebook inside the Designrr fast, so it looks professional without editing page by page. We do cover, clickable table of contents, global styling, page breaks, fixing blank spaces, plus I'll show you other handy tips and tricks that will save you hours of time. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Alright guys, just so you know, I'm using this $27 one-time payment deal. You pay it once and you can access the Designrr forever. If you want to access this particular deal, you can find the link in my description below. And throughout the video, I'm also going to show you exactly what you can do inside the editor with this plan. So this is what I'm using and you'll see what's possible with that. Now let's jump in. So here we are inside the design editor. Real quick, so you don't get lost, let me orient you inside the editor. On the right side, this is your page navigator. These thumbnails are your entire book. You can scroll here and click any page to jump instantly. So it's very convenient to navigate your ebook. On the left side, these are only panels we are using today. We have elements, we have text panel, we have images, artwork and shapes, and layouts. From the template tab, if you're not happy with the template you're working on, you can immediately swap it with a new one. The favorites are your presets. If you have like favorite style of text or a favorite shape or anything else that you want to save and reuse for later, you can add them here. And Word GD chat, this requires Pro upgrade. We are on the standard plan, but this is basically built-in AI assistant to generate and enhance your ebook with new content. Okay, and down here at the bottom we've got the big three: undo, redo, preview, that little eye icon, and we got publish. Now here's the exact order we are doing this in, so you can follow along. We'll do the cover first, then we do table of contents, then global edits, then spacing, then page breaks, and finally we export. Also, this template I'm using here is a standard template, just so you know what you're looking at. Designrr also has pro templates that are more dynamic, more styled sections, and they can look more magazine-like out of the box. But the workflow I'm showing you works the same either way. Cover, table of contents, global edit, spacing, page breaks, export, they all work the same. So don't worry if your template looks a bit different, you're still clicking the same things on the interface. Alright, so first things first, we do the cover. Now, this is the title Designrr automatically generated me. If you want to change it, rewrite it to something else, simply double click it and type whatever you like. Same applies to your subtitle, your author name, and the rest of the text on your ebook. Just double click and write whatever you like. As you double click, you get this little menu, which allows you to quickly edit the text. You got the same but more expanded menu here on the left side as well. And from here, you can do many things like set the alignment, adjust the letter spacing, line height. For example, you want to add a dark background to that particular text block, so that's how you do it. Okay, we can change the attributes, positioning, spacing, add borders, shadows, and so much more. So there are plenty of ways how you can edit the text and all the elements inside the Designrr. Let me go back. Also, you can move around these elements as you like. Just click on the corner of the block. Once you see this 6-dot icon, hold your mouse in it and move it wherever you like. Very simple. Now, what we can do from here as well, we can change the background image. You simply click anywhere on the cover. Here on the left, you can see your original background image. And if you want to change it, we just simply click on here. Now you got two options: suggested images if you want something quick, or my images if you already have a cover image ready. Let me add something from suggested image library. By the way, these images come from Unsplash. Designrr integrates with that. Unsplash is a royalty-free image library, so you can use all these images however you like, no problems at all. I like this image here, and to replace it, simply click on it once. Here we are. I might drag this subtitle to the bottom so it's more visible. Make it slightly wider, so I drag it to the sides. And maybe I just change the text to bold. So I double click on it, highlight everything, and click on B. And yeah, obviously this book cover is not perfect. I'm just doing quick demonstrations so you guys can learn all the necessary functionalities of this editor and take your time and make your ebook look nice, perfect, and aesthetic. But anyway, before you move on, make sure the image doesn't fight with the text. Mine fights a little bit, but it's fine. Make sure your title has contrast and breathing room. And yes, most templates also have back cover page. If we navigate to the bottom, here it is, that's the back cover page. You can edit that too, just so you know. But yeah, once you're done with the cover page, the next step is to add table of contents. And the goal is simple: a clean table of contents that becomes clickable navigation in your final export. Now to do that, first we create a page near the front page. So on this second page, we click on this plus From here, we can add various types of pages. We can do regular page, we can do table of contents page, chapter heading page. But for this tutorial, I'll do a regular page. And from the elements, we find table of contents and we drag onto the page we just created. Now you'll usually see style choice here. We have two styles that are chapters only, which is clean and simple, or a deeper version that includes subheadings. If this is a short ebook, chapters only is perfect. If it's longer and has sections inside each chapter, go deeper so people can jump fast. I'll do chapters only. Here it is. Do a quick cleanup, make it fit the page nicely. Same inside here, you can change the font style, you can change the font color, font size, the alignment, etc. And when your table of contents is done, we do the global edit so the whole ebook looks consistent. Now, global edits is the setting that saves the most time in the Designrr. If you edit a book manually, you end up doing the same changes over and over again. Fonts, colors, spacing, headings. You don't want to do it manually one by one. In the Designrr, turn on make changes to all elements. When it's on, you change something once and it updates across the whole ebook. And this is why I use the Designrr. If you try to do this in Google Docs or Word, it's so easy to get stuck fixing little things page by page. This one toggle, make changes to all elements, lets you clean up the whole ebook way faster. Now let me quickly show you 3 examples. So let's do one for table of contents. If we go to any of the table of contents link and we click on it, then we go to make changes to all elements and we switch that on. If we change the font style once, for example, I do this one, and we change the color once, let's say we do black color. Now every table of content item is updated without you touching them one by one. The second example can be chapter headings. You can go to any chapter page and click the main heading. Again, we do turn on make changes to all elements. We pick our heading font once, like this one. We adjust the size once again, and every chapter heading in the book looks the same. Thirdly, images. I've just added this image as an example for you guys. You can also edit everything on global level. And let's say you're not happy with the space right here between your image and the next paragraph, and you want to have more breathing space across all of your images in your ebook. So what you can do, you can click on the image, again, make changes to all elements, go to spacing and add a little bit of margin or padding at the bottom of every image. So if we do like 20 pixels here, and we add a little bit of space, it's going to reflect on all of your images inside your ebook. That's the point of this step. You make the whole ebook consistent by changing things once, not by page, and that's the beauty of the Designrr editor. Next, we will fix spacing and page breaks so it exports clean. First thing, I like each chapter to start on a new page, like this one here, for example. It just looks more professional and it's easier to read. So if we start from the introduction, this one already starts on a new page, so that's fine. But let's say we want this chapter to start on a brand new page. So what we do, we go to elements, find the page break, and click and drag it right before the chapter heading. Now that chapter gets its own page without you manually pushing the text down. And here's what you see. It is a very common issue after you do page breaks. You sometimes see this awkward blank gap in the middle of the page. Don't try to fix it by smashing delete or enter or moving things around. Instead, you can click the last block right before that gap. In this case, this is the text block. And what we do, we click on this little circle icon, which means repaginate. When you do that, the layout snaps back into place and the spacing cleans itself up. Do that anytime you see random empty space, and the pages will stay tight and clean. And of course, you repeat the same process with the page breaks for all of your chapters. Elements, and we do the page break, just where our last chapter ends. Here as well. And so on. That's how you isolate the very last page of your chapter, if that makes sense. Now, if you want to add new content, you may want to consider text tools. And you don't need 50 text tools to make your ebook look good. As we are in the text panel here, there are only 2 things you'll use most of the time: heading and the paragraph. You can use the heading element for chapter titles and main sections, and you use the paragraph for everything else. If your book has steps, checklists, or process sections, you can use lists instead. For that, you got 2 types. You got ordered list for step 1, step 2, step 3, and unordered lists for bullets and checklists. Next is the links. If you need to add a reference, a resource, or a simple call to action inside the book, use this link tool. Keep it clean and only link what's actually useful. Optional stuff. Dividers are good if you want a simple line between sections. and black quotes are good if you want to pull out a tip or short note. But don't overdo it. Headings, paragraphs, and lists do most of the work. Now let's do images the simple way so the book looks clean and you don't waste time. As we go to the images panel, again you'll see two main options, my images and suggested images. Once you find an image you want to add to your ebook, you simply drag and drop it into the exact spot in the content where it should go. Don't drop it randomly and then try to fix it after. After that, you can use these points to adjust the size of your image, make it smaller or bigger. I do advise you to keep images in line, avoid complicated wrapping, overlaps, or floating images around text. Inline images export cleaner, look more consistent, and they're way easier to control. Now let's quickly touch headers and footers and page numbers. This step is optional, but it makes the PDF look way more professional once you export it. So if you go to your settings area, this little gear icon here, if you go to headers and footers, in here you can turn headers and footers on or off. As you can see, I do have them already, both headers and footers, but if your ebook looks clean without them, you can just turn them off. And if you want to make your ebook look more like a book, you just keep them on. Now for the page numbers, here's where you can set the page where numbering begins. So it's set to 1. What it means basically that if I turn page numbering label on, and if I have set my page numbering start from page 1, that means it's going to start from table of contents page. Not from the cover, but from table of contents page. So here, if you can see, it has a label saying page 1, then we can see there's a page 2, page 3, etc. And you can click on these labels and edit them as you like. Change the fonts, change the color, and this setting by default is applied globally, so every time you change something here on the footer, it's going to be automatically applied to every single page of your ebook. So here's how you can add page numbers to your pages. And last thing I want to mention before we export this, here's your safety net so you don't worry about breaking anything. Down here you got undo and redo buttons, so every time you want to go back and forth you can use these. I already covered that. And if you want to go back further, Designrr also has revisions so you can restore an earlier saved version of the project. For that, you go over to this little clock icon here. And here you can see all of the versions that you worked on throughout this ebook. And that all means that you can freely test new style, try a different cover, adjust spacing, and if you don't like it, you can roll it back. So go ahead and experiment with styling and design without fear. So once you're happy with your ebook, now let's export it and do a quick quality check. For that, we go to publish. And on the $27 standard plan I'm using, I only have 2 options, which are most of the time enough. We can export it in PDF or flipbook. I'll do the PDF. And I'll hit download. So here's the final version of my ebook. Again, I wasn't trying to create a perfect book here. This video is just about the functionality of the design editor, so you can apply the knowledge you learned and create an amazing book for yourself. First thing you want to check is the table of contents. If we click on any of these links, it right away jumps to the appropriate section. So that's working. Next, scroll a few random spots and check headings, the font size, and the style. Everything should look consistent everywhere. Then look for spacing issues. Make sure there are no blank gaps, no cramped paragraphs, nothing shifted off the page. Make sure each chapter begins on a clean new page the way you want. And if anything looks off, go back, fix, repaginate if needed, and export again. If you want to use the same version of Designrr I used in this tutorial, you can grab a one-time $27 deal and take advantage of the software forever. You can find a link in my description. And if you want to see the full tutorial how to create ebook in the Designrr, you can also find it in the description below. Other than that, I hope you find this helpful, guys, and if you did, I appreciate if you click like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.